Hi there. How are you? Well, that's just wonderful. In this project, me and Harner are gonna indulge with you a little into the world of rugby football. Well, doesn't that sound like such a great use of your time? Thanks. So how did rugby originate? Well, in 1823, a boy named William Webb Ellis from Rugby School in England was playing football with his friends. He picked up the ball and ran with it. Thus began the distinctive feature of the game called rugby.
Almost 200 years ago, when William Webb Ellis first picked up the ball in a game of football, he invented the game of rugby. Since then, rugby has grown and changed, both worldwide and at St. George's School. Over the past 200 years, the rules have become much stricter, and in recent years, scrummaging rules have changed dramatically to improve the speed of the game. As rugby developed, the understanding of the game also developed. Revolutionary strategies and tactics have changed rugby from a schoolboy sport into one of international acclaim. Here at St. George's, rugby has also changed. 81 years ago, when Johnny Harker introduced rugby to the school, sport was mandatory for all students. Since then, our school has changed, abolishing the rule, realizing that everybody deserves to pursue their own endeavors. While the sport is not mandatory anymore, the tradition of rugby is still stronger than ever, making it one of the most identifying aspects of our school.
Flow crazy, celebrating the madness. I never thought I would deliver no classics. Then I hooked up with them and they delivered more classics. I've been keeping it true. Hotel good, long as I can peep on the view. Like, damn, how high are we? You gotta gamble in this life, Charles Bar. I'm overprotected through the dopest.
So how did rugby spread from rugby school to all over the world? Well, since rugby started in England, as it became more and more popular, it expanded to British colonies from all across the world. That's why rugby is so strong in the southern countries of South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. They were all British colonies. Since Canada is also a British colony, rugby quickly spread west, and in 1933, the St. George's headmaster John E. Harker, a graduate of rugby school, introduced it to St. George's School. Since then, we have had an 81-year tradition of rugby at the school.
Since it rules virtually all aspects of life, there are many ways one can define what exactly a culture is. In the end, we narrowed our definition of culture down to common customs and values shared and practiced by a group of people.
Is rugby a culture though? Well, here at St. George's, rugby is practiced from grades 6 to 12, and all throughout everyone involved is instilled with values that they carry with them around the school. The first 15's core values are team first, discipline, camaraderie, and hard work. All values that separate rugby from other sports. Everyone involved must follow these values and take them to heart for our team to be successful. 81 years ago, when Johnny Harker introduced rugby to the school, he hoped that these morals would be instilled in the student body. From watching the grads of 2013, it has become so obvious that rugby is a culture at the school. They lived and breathed rugby. They based their entire final year to success in rugby. And the fact that it affected them so much when they failed to succeed proves how rugby has become so much more than a sport at the school.
Damn, how high are we? You gotta gamble in this life, Charles Bar. I'm overprotected through the dopest of methods. Now my vocal perfected. This is audio breakfast. Yes, so tell a hater here's a slammer. I know they hating on us, but mind your manners.
Take a second look and you'll see. There is no one like me. There is no one like me. Like me. You better reconsider. You will never do.
Although team merchandise and rugby equipment are shared interests between fans and players of the game, the core culture of the sport lies within the game itself. The most significant factors of rugby culture, such as character development, teamwork, and sportsmanship, are all intangible. Therefore, we characterize rugby culture as predominantly non-materialistic.
Although rugby is a non-material culture, it has fallen victim to commodification. Teams are constantly getting new kits, and tournaments are constantly being rebranded and restructured to appeal to more people. It is interesting to recognize that the distant decay model doesn't apply very strictly to rugby. Although it has diffused throughout the British colonies, it is no more popular in England than it is in New Zealand, actually less so. It is spread to every continent across the world, from South America to Australia. When referring to rugby, authenticity is another pertinent term. As stated before, rugby is played across the entire world, yet the rules and culture of the game are similar, or even the same. The rules themselves have been standardized to create a more fluent game, while the culture of sportsmanship is something that rugby holds to its own. There are few other sports that can boast the contact rugby does, while still avoiding the unsportsmanlike strategies of diving, like in football.
I just want to say I appreciate everyone bringing over 4 teams. Thank you very much to your coaching staff for bringing over 4 teams and giving us the opportunity to restore some old tradition. Hopefully for the grads here and the grads over there, something like this can continue for another 50, 60, 70 years. So I appreciate you guys all coming over today.
And we pretty much amazing. Treat it. Yeah. Basketball. Mind your manners. Let's go.